Hello and welcome to our documentary about the eruption at Mount Pinatubo.
My name is Giana Marie Depakakibo.
And my name is Jozea Lorain Soriano.
Please sit back, relax, and wait to be blown away. First of all, Mount Pinatubo is a volcano on an island west of Luzon in the Philippines.
The island of Luzon is very beautiful. It consists of gorgeous mountains, beaches, and coral reefs.
Luzon is home to the capital of the Philippines, Manila. Some famous tourist attractions are the Banyao Rice Terraces, the Rizal Park, and of course, Mount Pinatubo.
Mount Pinatubo is an active stratovolcano located in the Zambales Mountains on the northern island of Luzon. A stratovolcano is a volcano built up of alternative layers of lava and ash.
On June 15, 1991, at 8:51 in the morning, Mount Pinatubo erupted.
Before the eruption, a year earlier, on July 16, 1990, a 7.8 earthquake struck about 60 miles northwest of Mount Pinatubo on the island. This caused the eruption.
The eruption blasted an approximate 15 to 20 million tons of ash particles and sulfur dioxide up to 12 miles up into the atmosphere.
It also caused the evacuation of the Clark Air Base to the Navy base at Subic Bay. The mountain erupted 2 days later, causing ash to cover Clark.
The eruption affected the climate around the world, causing temperatures to drop and rain patterns in Asia to shift temporarily.
Typhoon Yuna came along and blew ash towards the Subic Bay and the Navy base at San Miguel. It also caused many heavy floods.
After the eruption, almost everything was covered with a thick layer of wet and heavy ash, and it destroyed many buildings and homes.
The ash reached as far as Manila and even as far away as Singapore, which is 1,500 miles to the southwest.
For many days, there was no sunlight and it was very dark.
Addition to the heat and darkness, there is no lights, air conditioning, or running water.
Rivers of hot gas, ash, and 1,800-degree molten rock was rushing down the fertile slopes at 60 miles per hour, setting the ground on fire and flooding the rice fields with molten material.
These are all part of the tragedy of our project.
Around 364 communities and around 2.1 million people were affected by the eruption, and more than 8,000 to 10,000 houses were lost. About 200 people died.
These communities reunited to help each other rebuild their homes and neighborhoods. This is the triumph of our project.
We read a news report about survivors that remembered the eruption. Soriano, a church staff and survivor of the eruption, was interviewed. He said, "We thought it was the end of the world. What we can only do was pray, because we cannot leave our homes since the ash from Mount Pinatubo was so thick."
From the book we borrowed from the library, we found another interview from Amor Deloso, who was the governor of Zambales province. He tried to approach the slope after the eruption, told the New Times reporter. "I could not breathe because the ashes were getting into my nose. It's raining ashes. The plants were all covered with ashes."
We would like to thank Ms. Harris for helping us with answering our questions.
We would also like to thank you, Alyssa, Lindsay, and Angelina, for showing us how to make a documentary.
We'd also like to thank our helpful parents for letting us meet up and do our projects together. Finally, we'd like to thank you for watching our documentary on the eruption of Mount Pinatubo. We hope you've been blown away.